In this episode of the A to Z of Hutton Space, we focus our attention on the unassuming but in some respects remarkable system Ross 671. Located around 23 light-years from Sol, it is situated in the constellation of Pegasus, lying very close to Alpha Pegasi, or Markab by its ancient name. This double binary system is more than 10 billion years old and contains three small, cool, slow-burning red dwarf stars, which will be the longest-lived of all stars, with a brown dwarf completing the outer binary pair. Ross 671 is therefore the starriest of all Hutton systems, with 4 stars, one more than Orion's belt, which, let's face it, is a waste of space. If you've ever looked at the galaxy map, or at a star atlas, and wondered why so many stars are named Ross, blame this guy, Frank Elmore Ross. No, nothing at all to do with Dr. K. Ross, and no relation, as far as we know. Imagine an ancient time, more than a millennium ago, sometime in the earlier 20th century, before the atom had been split, before computers were invented, before mankind had even properly got off the surface of the Earth. Imagine that time. I know you can't, but try anyway. So, Frank Ross worked for Kodak, a corporation long forgotten to history that marketed a primitive and ancient chemical process to capture images. Ross inherited many images taken by the late astronomer Edward Barnard. Yes, he of Barnard star fame. Ross put them into a mechanical device called a blink comparator that switches rapidly between two images of the same bit of sky, but taken at different times by pressing the lever. It's just so primitive, isn't it? How the hell did they go from pressing levers to spaceflight in only 50 years? Anyway, he discovered 379 new variable stars and over 1,000 nearby dim stars by endlessly comparing these images. So you'll see that despite the passing of centuries, the design never diminishes, and that folks will go to no end of bother to get their name on a star. Ross 671 is a large yet small system. Pardon, I hear you say? Bear with me, as in the short time this series has been running, you'll have come to expect me to talk a certain amount of gibberish, but in Ross 671 this is really true. Its 2 pairs of stars might be spread 70,000 light seconds apart, but most things of interest to a commander are limited to the first 23 of those 70,000 light seconds. This is with the minor exception of 5 of the surface settlements on bodies orbiting the second star of the primary pair, but even these are no more than 400 light seconds out, so it is indeed the smallest of large systems. So let's take a closer look at what's in those first 23 light seconds. Orbiting Ross 671A, we find 8 landable high metal content worlds, each with a wide variety of materials to surface prospect, and being reasonably low gravity on which just to have fun. Whee! 5 of the inner 6 of these are orbited by a starport. Thomson Terminal, a Coriolis station, is only 9 clicks out, and Watson Port and Acellus starport is only 4 clicks further at 13. Add to this 3 further outposts, Lebedev Dock, Akiyama Hub and Heisenberg Orbital, the furthest out at still only 23 clicks. In addition to 5 starports, Ross 671 also has the distinction of having the most surface installations of any system in Hutton Space with 17, including 4 surface starports. With so many stations and installations, yet no terraformable planets, it is no surprise that Ross 671 is home to 72 million people, making it the 4th most populous Hutton system. Keeping the large population busy are mining and refining operations, which in turn are then manufactured into industrial products. The Hutton truckers expanded into Ross 671 in July 3303. And despite a series of conflicts, most notably with local faction Social Ross 671 for Equality, who still control all the surface stations, Hutton slowly came to control the principal assets, the 2 large pad stations, and dominate the system.